Okay, this video is about the construction techniques used to make a heavy-duty wooden shelf. This shelf is not supported by these outside pieces or the fasteners. It's supported by these studs, which are placed in the middle. That's where all your load goes. A stud is normally rated 800 pounds, so you can see there's a lot of weight that can be applied to this particular shelf. All right, we're going to go over here and take a look at how we start from the ground up. This, of course, is one continuous piece from top to bottom on the outside, but on the inside, since I wanted 7 inches of clearance, this first piece was cut 7 inches and attached to the outside. Then a box is placed on top of here. I'll show you the box in a minute. And then a 3/4 inch piece of plywood is placed on top of that. And then the next piece of support is a 16-inch piece of 2x4, which transfers a load downward. Okay, I'm going to come up here since this one's under construction. We're going to show you the box itself, how it's made. These are made ahead of time. They just fit right on top of there. What you want to do when you attach these is make sure that they are secure and tight against this piece here when you screw it in. Sometimes wood has a habit of bending a little bit, but this one's pretty good. It's not too twisted or anything. Sometimes 2x4s are. You don't even notice it when you're cutting them. All right, one of the techniques on here to hold this in place while it's being attached to the stud on the outside is just to use some simple clamps like this. That'll hold it in place, but make sure that this piece is fitted against here as well. Just press it down and make sure that the fasteners are not supporting it at all. Make sure there's no gap here. All right, this 3/4 inch plywood is what I use because anytime you have a composite that gets wet, all right, it's not gonna do very well. All right, a lot of people use a chippy chip, what I call it, but plywood is really strong. It lasts for years. If something spills on this, it's not gonna break apart. It's not gonna dry up, and we're not gonna have issues in the future. Now, the only thing about a lot of cut wood like this, since this is cut off of a single sheet that's 4x8, and it's actually 4 pieces that come out of that, we're going to have a little bowing sometimes in the middle. So what we do is we go over here, make our marking off the center here, go right to the center. So this is going to be 12 inches in since the shelf is 24 inches wide. So the first screw is going to go in here. In case you have any bowing, it's going to press out in this type of direction away from the bow. And then the next screw, of course, is going to go in 6 inches away from that. And on the other side, another 6 inches. What we do is generally work from the inside out. So we're going to start on the inside and then put these screws on the edges 3/4 of an inch off the edge. Each one is 6 inches apart. In this case, we're 3 inches off the center this way and 3 inches off the center that way. And then you've got 1, 2, 3 holding this down. Now on the edge, you're going to have the weight of the stud pressing in. Same thing on the outside here. You can see we're right here in the middle, 3/4 of an inch off the edge, 6 inches in. So there's just 3 to hold that. Now, one important feature of a shelf like this is that you can move it around a lot. But sometimes you put it in a garage and you have the floor tilting toward the door. That's so that in case you have a leak or something, it all runs outside. And what we do is we use a composite shim. In this case, they're Timberwolf shims. These have a rating of 20,000 psi. So these are not going to have any problems in the future. You can use them inside, outside, whatever you feel like doing. The type of fastener I use is called a Spax. You can see them here. This is a 2.5 inch. It's got a Torx drive. That comes also with the pack of the screws themselves. They give you that bit which you can put into the drill. And when those go in, you don't have to pre-drill the hole. You just kind of press it up against there and just push it in, and it self drills in there. It's really, really good product. All right, that's about it. So if anybody has any questions, you can leave them down below in the comments and I'll reply.